99,995. Oh, that's almost more satisfying. Oh man, if only it was 99,999. Ah, hello there. I recently got Eula because I did a really dumb video wishing on this banner, and a lot of people watched that video. Yeah, we got Eula, and I've been spending the last 2 weeks working on leveling up Eula. Also the weapons that I got for her, because I just got all the Claymore things. And I leveled up Wolf's Gravestone and Dia's weapon. Now, as far as Dia's weapon versus Wolf's Gravestone for what we're doing today, Wolf's Gravestone is worse / equivalent to Dia's weapon for Plunge Eula, which of course is what we're doing today. I do plan to do non-Plunge Eula for those that want to see me, you know, properly play Eula. I have a video planned. It's going to take a little bit more talent investment because right now I'm at 833 talents. So I gotta do even more farming still for that video, and it's probably gonna be the least relatable video I've ever made. So if you want to subscribe for that, it's also probably, in my mind, gonna be the strongest possible Eula team I can make, and I think it's genuinely gonna be a lot of fun. Enough fun that I might use the team a lot for situations that make sense in. The spice of doing Cloud Retainer with any character, in my opinion, is how do you make use of their kit outside of, you know, just doing the normal plungy things. And for Eula, well, it's not that hard because, one, she's already a Claymore user. You can take advantage out of the high multiplier and the fact that she can get both this plunge multiplier and the high plunge multiplier in one sequence. And then on top of that, her kit's already incentivized towards physical damage, so you can easily play physical Eula. Well, I say easily, but I'll get into some of the problems. Easily play physical Eula and, you know, use her burst in the same rotation as doing plunges, right? And instead of doing the normal dash cancel thing, wherein when you do a plunge, you dash to be able to do another plunge right away. Instead, with Eula, because of the fact that her burst does not gain stacks for its big damage multiplier, does not gain stacks unless you do normal attacks, elemental skill, or burst hits. That means you can do normal attack cancels instead, which means we're potentially sacrificing a little bit of plunges for the purpose of still using Eula's burst. And I don't know, it should be pretty good. I haven't messed with it all that much. I played with it a bit in, you know, the Overworld here, doing dailies and whatever other BS. But we got a little bit of stuff we gotta finish before we go properly test things. So first, I already farmed the boss, but I need to go collect some dandelions to get Eula's last Ascension done. And then I'm gonna go farm a little bit more talent materials so we can get her talents leveled up a bit, and then we'll go start testing out some things. There's a big downside to doing Plunge Eula, and that's, you know, not getting the experience of the nice animations from Eula's normal attacks. Animations. Today, though, is a day where we just try to get satisfying, consistent Eula damage output by nature of doing plungy things. It is also very much possible that Fremine, when you have his Constellation 3, I believe, yep, his Constellation 3 upgrades his normal attack talents. So that means Fremine can actually have a higher multiplier for his plunges than Eula would. But Fremine ascends with attack percent versus Eula ascending with crit damage, right? So I think Eula and higher base stats, not to mention Eula's skill gives physical resistance reduction as well. So because of all those things, I think even when you have a C3 Fremine, I think Eula is going to be a better plunge unit. But is it enough to let you should build Eula or pull for Eula over Fremine if you have C3 Fremine and you only intended to do plunging with physical damage? No. Doot. Oops, I actually climbed in there. Cloud Retainer is so fun in Overworld, and she's the best character for dandelions. So good. She so smoothly just lands on the dandelions and makes it so I can just grab them right away. It's fantastic. Also, you know, things like this. So, every time I use Cloud Retainer to do any kind of meaningful movement in the Overworld, I'm just like, oh, how will I ever not have this character in my party for Overworld? And yoink, there we go. That should be everything. Yep. Ascend the Eula. 246 crit damage, very nice. We're not level 90 Eula, there's basically zero reason to do so. But we will be farming a little bit of these, and I also want to get her normal attack and burst leveled up a little bit. I have a bunch of silvers, so my hope is to get her normal attack to level 9 and then both of these to level 6. And yes, I know I will level her burst more. The majority of our damage for this video is coming from her plunge multiplier, which means the normal attack is the priority. Plus, it's funnier just to have her normal attack talent higher than her burst, and it might annoy some Eula mains, so of course that's what I gotta do first. If you're a Eula main, by the way, feel free to, like, let me know all the terrible things I did to Eula in the comments. Just anytime I'm like, hey, yeah, we could do something interesting with this Mondstadt character. Oh no, it's this domain. Stop. I should have brought a better team than this, by the way, to this domain, but nonsense. I'm not switching my team. This is the Eula Plunge Eula video out. My 70k there. I hate, like, really, this domain tries to hate you after you even clear it. Gold, thank you. Wow, a gold again. What have I done to deserve this? Another one? What is happening? I think reality is breaking. Alright. No golds, that's more like it. Okay. Well, of course I gotta use Eula to craft these. Alright, we need 1 gold for her normal attack talent. Surely because we're doing it for... Okay, well, I thought Eula would double her own materials, but maybe not. Alright, we're gonna level her normal attack up to level 9. The main value of leveling the skill up is mostly just you slightly increase the resistance decrease per level. It's not that worthwhile to level though. So first let's get her burst to 6. Okay, you know what, we're gonna take it to 5 because it bugs me if it's not at 20%. There we go. I plan to take Eula's burst all the way to level 9 for that future. Ooh, 3, okay. And level the burst to level 8, and that is where it's going to sit for this video. I will take this to level 9 for a future video and level her skill up just a tiny bit more, and that's probably where she'll end up sitting forever. But now we can finally go properly test some things. Alright, first test we're going to do here is against the Dorito. So, Eula's rotations in this team are kind of going to be interesting. Let's do that, that. Alright. And blam. Nice, 80k. Okay, it died too fast. We didn't even get to see her burst. I guess it's a good problem to have. But you might have already immediately noticed one other issue, which is Eula's ER here is a bit... Yeah, this is the problem with Plunge Eula if you want to try to make use of her burst at the same time. I think realistically it's not going to actually be worth speccing into ER. This is a 130 ER build. I feel like I'm going to need 150 plus ER to probably realistically burst every rotation, and therefore I think it's smarter, since the majority of our damage is coming from plunges anyways, I think it's actually just smarter to burst every other rotation. But yeah, we'll test out some things more and see if we can actually make that feasible. But let's go fight some harder enemies, because that was a joke. The fact that she doesn't even get 2 skills. She has RNG on her particle generation, so she only gets 1 or 2 particles every time you use her skill. And you can do things like, you know, do a plunge on Eula and then do a skill to be able to cancel it instead of like doing a normal attack during the plunging sequence. But yeah, the RNG particle generation really hurts Eula's consistency, and is yet another reason. Like, I just got three times in a row I got 1 particle when I think it's supposed to be a 50-50 chance for 2 particles. Or maybe it's not a 50-50 chance, I don't know. I know it's definitely possible to get, you know, okay. I know it's possible to get 2 particles from her skill, but I only get 1 apparently. So, okay, please, I just wanted to show, I swear she can get 2 particles sometimes. Anywho's, the particles don't matter that much. What actually matters is just that her ER needs are quite high when you don't have a second cryo teammate, and I could do things potentially to mitigate that by like putting Cloud Retainer on Fab, putting Fischl on Fab, Farina is on Fab, and, you know, try to get at the ER that way, but I don't want to sacrifice, you know, buffing on Cloud Retainer by putting her on Fab. I don't want to sacrifice Fischl's damage either, so we're not doing that, basically.
Let's do this thing!
Alright, let's see if I can deal with this butthole for once without dying. Oh, apparently not. Alright, do that. Alright, blam. Nice 90k. Nice, 100k on the burst. Yeah, not bad. Okay, see? It gives meaningful value. Although, I really got to pay more attention to the skill. You get meaningful value from her burst, right? When you can use it. But you saw the problem there. I was focusing more on doing the plunges, and I wasn't even paying attention to the skill. And that's not good, because the skill do a meaningful amount of damage. So, yeah. Or not, sorry, the skill is not a meaningful amount of damage, but... I can't speak right now. Numbers are happening. No, don't kill me. No, you do not.
This realm is no home for a princess.
I just wanted to kill him without doing another rotation. But yeah, I think it's going to be an every other rotation type of verse situation, which is really unfortunate.
Yes, I got my comeuppance.
Really? Butthole. So yeah, it's a bursting every other rotation situation. Alright, so I swapped her build around. We got 42% crit rate, 233 ER. Eula's a weirdly difficult character to play as far as like playing her quote-unquote correctly. She punishes you for not doing certain things. Like, for example, one thing you probably didn't notice that I had to do was to get her resistance shred on her skill, you have to get stacks from her skill first. And the main way to do that is like use her skill before you do your other characters like that. And then you use your other characters, blah, blah, blah. Switch back to Eula. Her cooldown should be done because that tap skill only has a 4-second cooldown. And then you do her second skill, and you should be able to get the Grimheart. Grimheart is what is required on her hold skill to be able to get the resistance reduction. It only lasts 7 seconds, so that's why you saw like the plunging damage fall off a little bit. It basically just means you have to be a little bit smart with your skill usage when you're playing around with Eula. I really got to try to pay attention, do plunges, and it's probably going to be like an alternate between, doing a skill and then doing a different kind of cancel for the plunges. But it's just, in the moment of combat, it is quite hard to pay attention and like alternate in that fashion, in my experience. But there's an interesting level of skill expression here to like optimally play Plunge Eula, and it's not that different from playing Eula in general. Eula got some weird problems that to many players they'd consider them clunkiness. To many players they might just consider it like an enjoyable degree of like skill expression by having to do specific inputs in ways that are more engaging. It's kind of a depends on you type of situation, which is kind of something I want to call out as something to be aware of if you were, considering, pulling for Eula because of this video or whatever. Eula might not be to your taste depending on how you enjoy playing the game. I can tell you she personally is not exactly to my taste, but we have so many options like Cloud Retainer nowadays for just having fun with characters in different ways. And I plan to have fun with her again in a future video. And, I think I'm going to get enough value out of her that I'm not going to regret getting her. Hello, Rocky. Let's do this. Let's do that. That. Alright. Blam. Let's see if we can pay a little bit more attention now. Oh, he just dodged one of my hits. I have no idea what the burst hit for there. Boy, Rocky be dodging all my hits, and I think I'm also missing them at the same time. Yeah, my Cloud Retainer needs like 10% more energy recharge. I'm working on it, don't worry. There we go. Okay. Yeah, this rotation we're just doing normal dash cancel things because we don't have... We're fine. Oh yes, in case anyone does not know, I do have C2 Farina, but I purposely have her very powered down for the purposes of my videos. We have no energy on Cloud Retainer. Do that. Alright, where are you? There's a nice 27k on normal attack there. But bro, can you get out of the trees? Also, I think I forgot to use her burst, or I didn't have it up in the one rotation. I'm not sure. We haven't died against this dude, so there's that. Kill him. Get him. Get him. Yeah, okay. Yeah, my Farina has way more energy recharge than she needs on a Fab build, because she's on an ER timepiece, and I have her on a non-HP goblet or Hydro goblet, specifically because I want to power her down because I have C2, so... my Farina is not doing that insane of damage. Fischl's doing a lot of damage, but I will not power down Fischl. Anyways, Rocky went a little bit better there. But yeah, this team plays kind of interestingly, right? It plays quite a bit different than most Plunge teams do, I'd say, with Cloud Retainer, because of the nuance of having to figure out like how you can utilize her burst and her skills in between the plunges. And I don't know, it makes it feel, in my opinion, quite a bit more engaging. Wait, I just realized I have a really dumb thing I can do. I'm gonna give Farina, I think I can get Farina to have enough ER and do this. I'm gonna give Farina my Freedom Swarm because it not only does it give more attack percent to the whole team, which also, you know, recursively it gives attack percent to Cloud Retainer, which increases her buff, which gives more damage for Eula. Not the Wolf's Grace Note does the same thing, by the way. It gives team-wide attack percent, and it's a low uptime buff, but when you get this 40% team-wide attack buff, that not only benefits Eula for just directly the attack percent, but it also buffs Cloud Retainer's attack percent, which buffs Cloud Retainer's buff for Eula. So we're like double dipping on the value of that additional attack percent. Give Farina Freedom Swarm because that's going to buff plunging damage a bit more. And then on top of that, I'm going to be silly, and I'm going to put Farina on 4-piece Tenacity. Oh boy, that's not enough ER. Okay. Actually, you know what? I guess here I'm gonna put the healing bonus circlet on her. Oh boy. Oh boy. There we go. I have 200 ER now. I think we'll be good. 200 is probably what we're gonna need. Tenacity is genuinely not that bad on Farina, to be clear. It's just I don't have very good artifacts for a Tenacity build on Farina is what you're seeing, especially a Tenacity build that is not using Fab. So we're going to do this just for the silliness of getting as much buff for Eula as possible. I think we saw 90k from our Plunge earlier, so with the Freedom Swarm buff and Tenacity buff now, I feel like we should be able to see over 100k from our Plunges, which if we can do that, this is fully worthwhile. Like, I want to see over 100k per Plunge from Eula. A Plunge Eula being able to hit 100k mostly consistently, and if we're getting, you know, 6 to 8 plunges out, that's substantially more damage than a normal Eula gets in single target at least. Burst Eula does have the advantage of AoE, which is quite meaningful, as I'm actually going to discuss with the Abyss in a little bit here. But anywho's, let's kill this one, and then we'll go into the Abyss, and I'll discuss why this current Abyss is actually a problem. Also, don't do that. Really, stop moving. All right, do that. Do that. Do this. First animation is so I got over 100k. I'm so happy. Okay, I didn't think about doing any normal attack cancels, so I got nothing from the burst there. I forgot I even used it. Oh well. Oh boy. Okay, the 200 ER is just barely like not enough with Farina here. Oh boy. $99,995. Oh, that's almost more satisfying. Oh man, if only it was 99,999. Ah! Where are you? Oh, there you are. Well, it wasn't hard. I mean, Eula's almost dead, but it wasn't that hard. Yeah, this amount of ER is not exactly enough. But you know what? I'm going to stick with it because it enables over 100k plunges. We got 107,000, and that makes me very happy. Alright, so the problem with this new Abyss cycle for Plunge Eula is Plunge Eula specifically is single target focused damage, right? Because of the nature of Cloud Retainer's buff, this Spectre, for example, we would do being way less damage to the Spectres for Plunge Eula compared to in a single target situation. But like, hey, okay, we can just do the second half, right? Except the problem is, in the second half, they put a mechanical array, and then this mechanical thing, which this thing I'm not 100% sure if it's physical resistant or not, but I know the cube thing is very physical resistant, so we would just be doing way less damage with Plunge Eula, right? Or normal Eula. The nature of like AoE situations is that even though our AoE damage is going to be a lot less, like we're only going to be doing, say, 30k plunges, maybe 30k plunges is more than enough, right? And when you're dealing 30k to all the enemies at once. I'm going to do first half first because I'd rather see big numbers to, you know, at least one enemy in an AoE situation than, you know, not any big numbers at all against the mechanical cube. And we'll see how miserable this is. Can't complain about attack percent. Can I switch my... Oh, good. I'm having lag. That's good. I did that wrong, by the way, but whatever. 100k from a burst there. Okay, I feel like if I'd done that better, I could have one-rotated that. So honestly, maybe I was speaking out of my butt as far as the AoE problems. That worked better than I expected, to say the least. I forgot to hold there to get the resistance shred, whatever. It's fine. We'll hold here. Nice 100k. Okay, I keep on forgetting to do other things. Oh, yep, okay, definitely don't have enough ER on Farina. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine, don't worry about it. Do this properly, do that, do this. Alright, do that. Where are you? Where are you? Alright, one's already dead. Nice 145k. Okay, okay. Using Eula's burst, you know, you don't always get to use it, but it's still really satisfying to see it pop off, even if it's hitting for a lot less damage than it would normally hit for. Oh, 120k plunge. Oh, I love it. Yeah. Alright, 3-star without a problem. Burst damage, not bad, I guess. So yeah, that genuinely felt a lot better than I expected it to in the first bit there. Also, I have no energy now. Oh boy. No. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna restart this chamber. As always, not having energy up on characters that are reliant on the bursting in some form is not ideal. Go figure. Alright, let's see what we got. Could use Eula's burst, I guess, like normal here. Not having energy has made this a bit awkward, to say the least, but hey. Let's just get through it. These things are really squishy. Blam. And you, of course, just decided to sit over here, so this has just been the most awkward of chambers, is all I could say. Kind of expected, to be honest. Alright, let's see if we can do this. Oh, this is gonna be the hard part. Do that, do that. Push this. Oh, can I? There we go, there we go. Alright, yeah. Oh, what am I doing? I don't think that was ideal, like, anyway, but you know what? It's kind of working. I forgot to hold, whatever, it's fine. Just have to do it again. Blam. Alright, one left. Are these dudes physical resistant too, or I just not have a bunch of damage bonus for some reason? You're dead. That was not a great clear, but hey, this is a very strong single target team I'm using on this side. I'm using my hybrid riding build, so it's fine. Also, my Bennett's on Fab, which is not intentional. So I'll be able to clear without a problem, is my point. I don't know. It's not like that was just an admirable performance, but it also wasn't bad. 3 stars without a problem. Energy recharge, nice. So overall, I would say this team, honestly, don't die. This team is playing better than I expected it to say the least. Oh my god, the damage. Not the, I meant the damage I was taking, not necessarily the damage I was doing, but the damage. The damage I'm doing is not that bad, to be clear. And hey, we got Pertin's burst back. Oh my god, don't kill me. Oh, I forgot to do the whole. I misplaced. Okay. Alright, let's get a nice. Oh, that was a nice 200k out. I didn't even think we'd get that high on our burst. Beautiful. Alright. Blam. 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 Blam is the only word I know. I'm aware. Alright. And you're dead. And there we go. Alright, honestly, Plunge Eula went way better in Abyss than I thought. I thought the issue of not getting Cloud Retainer's buff up in AoE situations was going to be more problematic than it actually was. And yeah, so I don't know. there it just goes to show. That's the strength of doing damage in AoE, regardless of if you're not seeing, you know, a giant number show up on the screen. And that was not hard. That took me, let's see, look at my timer. That took me about 10 minutes. That was genuinely a lot of fun doing Plunge Eula there. And much better than I thought it had any right to be. I'm very happy to see that we still got some value out of Eula's burst, like with that 200k hit. In a single target situation, I think this might be better than most Eula teams normally are, especially if you're, you know, not purposely hampering your Farina's damage like I am. But hey, it was worth it for more plunge damage. And Official's damage, anytime Official's in a team and you can trigger a meaningful amount of electro reactions, you know, Official's going to contribute a meaningful degree of the team damage, but Eula was clearly doing a large chunk of the damage there. And I don't know, that's super cool. It feels satisfying to me. It's kind of all my point is, as far as like mechanically making use of Eula's kit while seeing consistent damage output from her that isn't super reliant on like one big hit from her burst, right? So if you have Eula already, I think, and you have Collaborator, obviously she's necessary for this, genuinely consider trying it out, is my current feeling. I will have that video in hopefully a few weeks where I test out Eula, the unrelatable Eula playing her, you know, the intended way. And we'll see how that goes. Maybe I'll change my tune. Maybe I'll just say Plunge Eula is trash then. You can subscribe and find out. Real quick, I will go over builds. So it's not that complicated, basically, because she's with Farina. It's an absolute no-brainer to put Mara should say Hunters on Collaborator, or on Eula. 2600 attack, good amount of crit rate. Puts her at about, you know, just under 80% crit rate with Mara should say. Stacks up. Not bad at all. Collaborator is on a Noblesse build, Official's on a normal scale damage build, and yep, so pretty good build overall for all my characters other than Farina, who I honestly, once I get a little bit more ER on this build on Farina, I might just leave her on this build. The only other thing to talk about is this weapon. So as I mentioned before, like this weapon, you know, you can kind of double dip on the buff of the attack percent, but it has a high amount of downtime. That's why you might have seen like a large amount of variance. I do think, as far as like ease of building goes and just general consistency and performance, Eula's weapon or something like Serpent Spine would be better, generally speaking. You shouldn't be like, oh, I really need Wolf's Gravestone. Heck, this weapon actually could be really, really good too, now that I think about it, because this thing gives you a bunch of ER, and hey, a bunch of ER, if you can get 30% ER right from, or what does this give you? Yeah, it gives you 30% ER at level 90, and then you can get another 20-30% ER from substats. It's not that much. You get the 160 ER, I'm pretty sure you could consistently burst every single rotation with Eula, and that might make this playstyle of Eula even more fun, right? So she's got a lot of different weapon options that I think are interesting. You get the point. It works pretty well. I enjoyed it a lot. I'm glad to have Eula. She's one of the better ones to plunge with because it feels like it evens out her damage. If you have Eula, give it a shot. It is definitely not really a reason to get Eula if you don't have her. It's just a thing you can do with Eula. If you do have her, that might be better in some ways and worse in others depending on the situation.